Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Your host, Lorenzo Primerano.
Philadelphia Sports News. Live and live cameras.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lorenzo Primerano Show. I've been gone. I've been out for a few weeks. And it's starting to be a trend. You know, things are starting to get in the way. Life is happening. But it's Monday, so technically I have missed it again, but this still counts as the week, and I needed to squeeze it in. Currently, it's 7:20. We're about an hour away from kickoff of Monday Night Football. It is going to be a banger. It's against the Dallas Cowboys and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not San Francisco 49ers. I don't know why I said that. Yeah. So, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to get into the Flyers, because they've been surprising us a little bit. And then, everything football. This is going to be a short podcast, because mostly I'm just going to be covering everything about the Eagles and everything left in the NFL playoffs, including tonight. And, of course, if Dallas does lose, I will be posting about it on Instagram. And make sure to be following my Instagram at Lorenzo_Primerano_show. I post there almost every day because guess what? There's almost every day worth of Philadelphia sports news. So let's just get right into it. So the Flyers, you know, it's a rebuild year. I mean, pretty much. Last year they stunk. This year they stunk. They've been able to win a couple games here in this long stretch. They played a couple of good teams. They played Washington twice, which they actually beat twice. Earlier today, they played Boston, and not surprised, they got shut out 6-0. But until today, the Flyers had a 500 record. Right now, they're 18, 19, and 7. They are not out of the playoffs yet. But they are, each time they lose, it is getting further and further away from them. But it would be cool to see if the Flyers can try to hang in there until the season is over. It would be cool to watch them try to, fight for a spot. Of course, no one's expecting them to make the playoffs this year. But it would be pretty cool to see that happen. I mean, they're looking good. We got a lot of young guys on our team, but the thing is that we keep on winning, and we still suck, which means we're probably not going to get the first round pick, and that just makes things not so good. So, that's all I want to talk about for the Flyers. Now it's football. Now it is football. Wild Card Weekend, which still has not ended yet, has been phenomenal, besides for one game, and I think we all know what game that was. I've watched every single one, every single playoff game. The one that surprised me the most, which some of you might already know if you've seen my Instagram, Dougie P pulling off one of the greatest comebacks in playoff postseason history. I kid you not, the LA Chargers were up 27-0. I said the game's over, but I still watched it anyway. And Jacksonville, they got a touchdown. They made it somewhat reasonable score. Then they got another touchdown. And they got another one. I'm like, wait a minute, all right. Now it's 27. No, at that point it's 30-20. They're down 10. Go down and score again, 28, and kick a game-winning field goal. Unbelievable. Really. The game itself was so, are you kidding me that the Jacksonville Jaguars are coming back right now? And, of course, it's under the GOAT, Doug Peterson. And he went on 4th and 6. Talk about gutsy. He was known for that here during our Super Bowl run and throughout, the rest of the time he was here. Man, he is a gutsy man. 4th and 6 to go for it is ballsy of him to do. Oh, man. We also had the San Francisco game, which Brock Purdy looked like Tom Brady out there against the Seattle Seahawks. Sucks that Seattle couldn't win because we would have faced them and then we would have just killed them. But, we were cheering for the Seahawks that game, and of course that didn't go our way. And I'll get into what the Eagles had to deal with in a minute. What other game was there? What game have I missed? Oh, the Ravens and the Ravens and the Cincinnati game. The Hail Mary at the end was the Raven guy was right there. He must feel so bad for himself. It's probably unbelievable. Listen, Baltimore was able to stay in the game with a backup quarterback. I believe that if Lamar Jackson had played that game, Cincinnati would have not have won. That was a very close game, especially with Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley played actually really well for his first postseason. I think his first postseason experience. I think he did pretty well. And then we head over to Buffalo, Miami. Skylar Thompson, his numbers were completely awful. But Miami was still somehow to stay in it and only lost by 3. That must be a heartbreak for Miami. Buffalo and Cincinnati, man. I don't know. They gave up. There's the close games, both of those games. And now they face each other next week, and they see what goes down in that scenario. All right, it's time to talk about the Birds. This week, I guess, it is this week, it's the New York Giants they're facing. New York just upset Minnesota, and I saw it coming from a mile away. I knew it. I did not even think Minnesota was even going to get far in the playoffs, and I was right. And look who they lose to, the New York Giants. New York Giants played the best football they've played in about 5 years. The game was constant back and forth scoring, but the Giants wind up winning it in the end, 31-24. And now the Eagles have to face the New York Giants, a division rival. Hey, I'm scared. I am scared, man. And I usually, in this situation, would be like, yeah, we're going to kill this team. We're going to win. It is very hard to beat the same team 3 times in a season. It's just shown. Not mathematically, but records show that it is, hard to win 3 games against the same team because it's just they know almost everything you've done. And here's what I think, though. When the Eagles and the Giants played each other last week, week 18, Eagles didn't look like themselves. And I wonder if they knew that they could face New York, and they didn't show any cards, which I believe is probably one of the smartest things. And I still believe that the Eagles did not put full effort into that game just because they felt like they were going to play New York, and now they will. And now it's going to be a very scary game. Very scary game. Hopefully next week, Sunday, January 22nd, we have a podcast out saying that the Eagles are going to the NFC Championship game. We can all breathe, relax. But before I go, I'm going to give you my predictions of what I think the rest of the playoffs are going to go. First, I want to start off with the night with the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Look, people are going bananas. Really. Here's what I'm saying about this game. I believe that Tampa Bay has a chance. But I don't think they will win. I feel like that Dallas is going to find some idiotic way to win, and they'll probably be the ones advancing tonight. But of course, the world is hoping Dallas loses in the first round. So, guess what I'm going with? I'm going with Tampa Bay to win the game tonight. They advance, move over to the NFC Championship game. The NFC Divisional round. Here are my picks. I'm going to go over to the NFC first. Tampa Bay versus San Francisco. This should be fairly easy. I'm picking San Francisco on the dot. Philly and New York. Are you kidding me? Who do you think I'm going to pick? Philadelphia. I have Philadelphia and San Francisco in the NFC Championship game. AFC. I got Buffalo and Cincinnati. Guess who I have pulling up on top? It's going to be the Buffalo Bills. I feel that's going to be a shootout game. Buffalo's going to find a way to come on top. Jacksonville, KC. Jacksonville's going to give them a good game. Jacksonville's going to give Kansas City a good game, but I don't believe they'll be able to pull this one out. It's going to be Kansas City and Buffalo in the AFC Championship game. Now, here's where things get biased and hard. Guess what? Guess who's advancing to the Super Bowl? The Philadelphia Eagles. And then guess... I had a very hard time with this. With my AFC predictions. Because it can go either way. But I feel like that the last two times Patrick Mahomes came up on top. Guess who's going to come up on top? This time, I think it's going to be the Buffalo Bills. Philly versus Buffalo. And sadly, Buffalo loses their 5th Super Bowl in franchise history. Still with no ring. Philadelphia wins it. Jalen Hurts gets MVP. And we can all go home happy as hell. Walk into school and celebrate with the Birds winning. Let's hope that goes exactly as planned. This has been the Lorenzo Pomerano Show. Make sure to go follow my Instagram, Lorenzo_Pomerano_show. I've been talking fast the whole last couple of minutes of this, but I need to go and watch the game. I need to do some homework anyway. We will see you all next week.